Good morning, my dear children. I hope you all are good. So, one more chapter that I'm going to explain here today. It is from your civics, and the name of the chapter is Growing Up as Boys and Girls. So, growing up as boys and girls, it is a term which is self-explanatory. You must be getting a lot of idea that how and what are the criterias when we nurture a girl, and what are the different criterias when we nurture a boy. So there are different criterias and different mindsets in nurturing both the genders. So in this chapter we will talk about that how the total process of growing up of boys and girls are totally separated from each other, and what are the challenges that have been faced by different sections, by different genders, especially the women. So in the introduction part, let's firstly know what the meaning of gender is. I know that, I hope that most of us, all of you must have a little idea about the concept. But a gender is basically, it is a social construction through which the social and the cultural roles of males and females are defined. That what roles to be played by the males in the society and what roles to be played by the females in the society, that has been defined under the concept gender. And we all know that the role played by the women is actually very different from the role played by men. One more fact here is that the work that women do in the society, especially for the family, it has been disvalued, it has been devalued a lot. Very less value has been given to the work and the role played by the women as compared to the men. So when equal status is not given to the same both the genders, for example, like I said, that equal girls are devalued and for the work they are doing, rather than boys are valued very much when they do something. So automatically we got to know the fact that there is certain sort of discrimination between males and females, and this is a very important note, very important issue to be discussed in the society. So here it is an example of one of the islands in Pacific Ocean in the southern part. So this Samoan Island, it is in the southern part of the Pacific Ocean. So what happened, that till 1920s, so there was a very different scenario in this island. What used to happen there is that children in these these islands, they did not go to school, and when their babies started walking, babies of the parents, they started walking, so they were left with their elder siblings, boys and girls, that they have to take care of their younger siblings. And children as old as 5 years of age, they have to look after their younger siblings. Clear? Now after attaining the age of 9 years, boys now are allowed to move outdoor, and they are allowed to carry the outdoor activities like fishing, planting coconuts, etc. But girls are still restricted at home only. They were not allowed to move outside. They are still allowed to look after their younger brothers and sisters. But when they attain the age of 14 years, when the girls attain the age of 14 years, then they are allowed to move outside, and they can also take part in the process of fishing and plantation activities. Plus they can also help their mothers in cooking as well. So the next was one more example is of India, that is in Madhya Pradesh. What happens? This system of education, the infrastructure of the schools, very different. The schools that had been constructed for the boys, it had a open ground and open areas as compared to the girls. Girls, the building that has been used for education of the girls, it has a very compact and closed walls, so that they cannot move outside and nobody can also have a look on the girls. So though they both boys and girls have the same education, same kind of work they do, but still the value that we give to boys is much higher as compared to the value given to the girls. Now, valuing household work. In this slide, here I want to, it is talking about that women have dual responsibilities. One, they are working at home for the whole family, and second, at the same time, on daily basis, they are also serving in offices. So they are earning plus they are working at home also, but still their value is not as much as compared to the boys, because household work, it has been recognition given to the household work is not much, is not very higher as compared to the recognition given to the outside work. So if we look at the lives of the domestic workers, there are so many works to do. For example, sweeping is there, then cleaning is there, cooking is there, washing clothes, dishes, looking after your children, and and this all has to be done in one particular day, every day on regular basis, and this all has to be done by the mother only, by a woman only. Father hardly plays any role in these activities. They do not feel it as their responsibility, and even they also have a mindset that yes, this is a role of a woman. Even if she is contributing in the financial areas, and she is also equally helping the husband also in the financial, as far as financial matters are concerned, but still the male is basically relying on the female, on the women, that she has to take care wholly and solely about the household work. So a number of household work actually involves many different tasks, and these household work, they are actually very time consuming. At the same time, they are physically demanding. It is not like that we are sitting at a chair and everything has been has been cleaned up, everything has been done in a very smoother way. No, but it is a physically demanding work. Every work, you need to stand for hours for cooking, you need to sit, and for sweeping you have to, it is actually physical demanding. Now, women's work and equality. Here it says that equality plays a very important role in our constitution as well. Our constitution says that in a democratic country, everybody is equal in the eyes of the law. But actually, are we imbibing this? No, we are still not imbibing this law of the constitution, because the work done by the female is not being equally considered much, as valued as the work done by the male in the society. So this raises a question of getting discriminated. While the constitution does not discriminate between male and female, but in reality, discrimination occurs. It is still there. Government has taken lot of measures in order to remove this discrimination. For example, government has opened Anganwadis, child care centers, we call them as crutches, so that the status of the women in the society can be improved. So that women can work, and at the same time they can keep their children in these Anganwadis and these crutches, so that their children can also be taken care of, and at the same time they can also work outside the home. So this is basically all these things have been done in order to empower women, in order to uplift their status in the society. Now, but still we find distinction between men and women, between boys and girls in our societies. Now let's see how. And this all gets started at the very beginning of the age. In fact, I must say that when a mother conceives a child, this discrimination gets started, because we always, maximum families, our elderly people, they always expect that the first child should be a boy child. They don't want a girl child. So this discrimination gets started from the very initial stage of the child birth. So, and boys are often taught to be tough, to be very serious, to be very hard, very harsh. But at the same time, girls are often taught that no, girls should be very soft spoken, they should be very reserved, they should be mild, they should be very understanding, they should be very compromising. But these things are hardly being taught to the boys. Boys are given cars, boys have much interest in cars to play, while girls are being seen playing with kitchen sets, Barbie doll sets, then makeup sets. Yeah. So these toys become a way of telling children that what is their future. What is their future? So these are the indicators to these two genders, that what are the futures for both of them. So in Indian society especially, the value of men and women are totally different. So the work and the role that women play and the work they usually do, like I said, it has been valued very less as compared to the work done by the men. This clears the fact that men and women do not have equal status in the society. Next, it talks about women's role in today's society. Now let's see what role she has to play in the society. Firstly, it starts that she is a partner to her husband, she is a mother, she is a daughter, she is a sister, she is money earner, she is a financial planner, she is a housekeeper, she is a dietitian, because she has to cook according to the needs of the family. Plus, she has to cook very healthy food. She is a nurse to the children as well, to the family. She is a psychologist. She has to counsel her family. She is a taxi, say, because she has to take her children to school, to every outside other areas also outside the home. And she is a teacher at the same time. She teaches her children. So see the role of a woman. A single woman performs these roles on regular basis. Now every woman has a story to tell, and maximum times this story is the same. If a woman is housewife, it is often said that she doesn't work. What she has to do? Simply she has to lay down on the bed, and when the husband comes back, what he sees a clean home, she sees a clean kitchen, cooked food, everything, the clothes are clean, pressed, ironed, and children are well maintained, well behaved. So these things are not visible to anybody, but what has been visible, what is visible to all is that she is at home. So this means that she is resting, but it is wrong. This is a myth. It is a wrong conception. The reality is that it is always the woman who bears the main responsibility for housework and caregiving tasks, like looking after the family. As she does not earn money by doing these tasks, are we paying women for doing all these jobs? No, we are not paying. She is doing all these works, without charging any money, but still she is not being recognized. So that is why we call that being a housewife is a thankless job. Yeah. So many different tasks are required to be performed being a housewife. Like they have to carry in rural areas, women have to carry heavy headlocks of firewood so that she can cook food over it. Housework also involves, we need washing clothes, cleaning, sweeping, cooking foods for the family. And these works are, let me tell you, due to my personal experience, are very tough. Still, women have to do them every day. They do not complain, and they never complain or show any anguish on their faces. They all do it with a beautiful smile on their faces. So at the same time, like I said, it is a very time consuming work, and they hardly have very less time, they hardly have any time to for the leisure. Now there are certain social stereotypes about the women. Let's see what all they are. First, women have their kids, so please, they are supposed to leave their jobs, because if they do not leave the job, who will take care of the children? They are judged more harshly when voicing their opinions. If women voice her opinion, in front of 4-5 people, then she must be judged. But when a man says something, he never can be judged. They are judged more than their looks than men. If she wears something, then automatically everybody will start judging what she has worn, why she has worn. She should not do this, she should not wear this cloth. But this has not been happened with the men. Now again, this slide will talk about the dual responsibility of women, and this picture can really give you an idea that what it is all about. So many women nowadays work both inside and outside home, and this is basically, she's overburdened, that is, she's double burdened. Women wears this double burden very skillfully and efficiently. And like I said, that equality is a very important principle of the constitution, which we people in reality are not considering. Clear? So, but what we see in reality, that this inequality still occurs between both the genders and sexes. The government is very much keen to take some positive measures to uplift these women. Like I said, Anganwadis, childcare centers in villages, in the country, and crutch facilities have also been opened outside the home, so that these children of the women can be placed over there during the working hours, and they can also take part in outside activities. So, career break. There are certain reasons that are responsible for the break from the career, be it a woman, be it a man. Let's see for the women. Having a child, looking after children as per expectations of family and society. So we stop there. Okay, let's stop or take a break from the career because we have to take care of the child. For better work-life balance. Sometimes it is not easily, work has not been easily managed, dual responsibility has not been equally managed by the women, so she has to leave her job because she cannot ignore her household work. Male domination is also one of the reasons. Males usually try to dominate women at workplaces. Suppose traveling for work, since male has to travel outside due to the postings and transfers, so female, like second priority has been given to her work, so she also has to leave her job. So many health issues also, because of stress, because of illness at workplace, she can also leave the job. And if I talk about men, he also has certain reasons due to which he can leave his job. Since we are here, maybe he is not satisfied with the role he's playing, maybe he has some sort of financial crisis, maybe he had some health reasons, maybe he personally needs to get retired, or maybe he wants to start his own company. These can be reasons for the men to take a break from the career. So next is just one second. Some important terms here I would like to define. One is caregiving. That is, caregiving is a mother gives a care to the family. When we care and when we look after the family with great sincerity, it is caregiving. Devalue means when we devalue women for the work she is doing, we are not recognizing her, her work, so this is like devaluation of work, less value. This means double burden, like I said, double overburden, a woman doing housework also at the same time in the office also. Identity, my identity, your identity. Who am I? I am this, you are that. So, this is my identity. I'm a teacher, I'm a girl, I'm a boy. So, this is my identity. Physically demanding, very challenging. Like it lessens your strength, body strength. You need, a great strength, energy to perform household work. Physical demanding. Time consuming. It requires a lot of time. When you do something, you need time to do it. So this is time consuming. Strenuous. Strenuous means extremely tough and difficult task that needs to be performed. So I want to conclude my chapter by saying a quote which says that our society and institutions are built to push men and women into different roles. Society has a perception to push men in some roles and women in other roles, but we need to change them. So, a very deep meaning of these quotes, we all must understand. So, with this, I want to conclude my chapter presentation. I hope you understand all the terms and concepts. If in case you have any doubt, kindly ask whenever you feel. So, thank you so much.